On the
That's it.
science side of this, where people are starting to go, and you talk about that middle piece, one, where
Mm.
clients, where prospects are getting lost, but two, where we're losing the data. What we're doing more and more is we're studying the query fanouts that happen in the LLMs. So when you put your prompt in, it's fanning out, it's building a list of related questions. If you think about this in context, for those that aren't comfortable with the idea, is that there's Google's people also ask. So when you put a search term in Google and it used to say people also ask, that's kind of a query fan out, but it goes out and answers all that questions, and it aggregates all that data and then smushes it down into your answer. What we can start doing now is we can study the query fanouts. So if you know your top 10 prompts, meaning those prompts for which your product, brand, or service should be mentioned in, you can now go study the query fanouts, and now you can use those questions in the query fanouts to build your next level of content around. So if you think about a query fan out, now I got 10 ideas for new articles, and I can answer those questions directly. So if I can, and the ratios are hard to come by, but do I have to be part of 3 or 4 answers in that fan out? Do I have to be all of them? But it still gives you ideas of what the tools are doing. These are the same questions that we used to nest down into that it's now anticipating for us.
Perplexity does a good job of telling you the next type of question.
Yeah.
And it kind of guides that second prompt. That is clever. Okay.
I
That
would
gives
also
me some
say,
homework.
and I'd love your reaction on this, Steve, is to not be afraid of the fringes. Like if you are in a category like your client where they're competing against, behemoths, and the behemoths lock down 90% of the typical queries, don't be afraid to double down on the 10% that they're ignoring.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm with you, because you know what? We need new ideas. We need new businesses. We need innovation. And where are those going to live in this ecosystem if they can't get surfaced by the LLMs? Right? There are great new products and new ideas. It's kind of like how we find music now. It used to be the labels would go out and find people, but now we're finding people on YouTube, and they have to do some of their own self promotion. And then they have to be on Spotify to self promote before they'll get a label. And the labels then come in and do that. So it's this weird thing where the smaller businesses and the fringes, I think we have to still be there. We have to get noticed. And to your point, I think we have to penetrate, and chasing some of those search terms or the fringe terms is our way in. We're never going to get the number one term, So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We need room for the fringes.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.